Hello and good morning, everybody. Welcome to Riverhawks TV here at Champion Car Wash Field in beautiful Roseburg, Oregon. We are getting ready for a South Region doubleheader between your Umpqua Riverhawks and the visiting Chemeketa Storm. But we've got a bit of a storm rolling through. And no, I'm not talking about the Chemeketa baseball team down in the dugout on the third base side. The Riverhawks are hunkered down in their dugout on the first base side as we've had a little bit of weather moving through the region. It was kind of somewhat expected. There was a chance for a little bit of precipitation to be coming down here early in the afternoon, going into approximately around 2 o'clock is when the National Weather Service was saying there's a chance for a little bit of rain coming down here in Roseburg. And so with that, we are starting out the day in a weather delay. We've got a little bit of a pause to things here. Teams have taken the infield warm-ups, but now they are waiting for some of this weather system to move through as the Umpqua Riverhawks were getting ready to take the field for warm-ups. It started to come down just a bit. A heavy drizzle, not a full-on rain, but definitely a heavy drizzle here, and it has continued, and so things have definitely gotten damp out there on the playing field. So we are starting things off in a weather delay. The umpires are here. We're ready to exchange starting lineups and get ready to go, but we're waiting on Mother Nature to give us a break in the action. So as we say hello and good afternoon, we welcome you into a rain delay to start out today's doubleheader here on Riverhawks TV. I'm Joey Keeran. It's great to have you with us for today's action as we get ready for Umpqua Riverhawks baseball. We'll take some time here in a little bit. We're going to step away. Just wanted to let you know what was happening and why the game will not be starting on time. But we'll step away. We'll come back as they start getting warmed up and ramped up for this one, and we'll get you a look at starting lineups and ready to go for today's ball game. Umpqua Riverhawks coming off of a big couple of wins on Sunday when they swept the two-time defending conference champion Lynn Benton Roadrunners. And for the Chemeketa Storm, they're coming off of a split against SWAC. A couple of big games there for Chemeketa as they try to get their season rolling, coming in at just 2-12 on the season. The Umpqua Riverhawks 7-3 overall on the year. These are league counters, so in the South region right now, Umpqua at 3-1, Chemeketa at 1-3. These games will count against their league records, which are oh so important towards the push to the NWAC postseason. And for all you Riverhawk fans that are tuning in and joining us for this one here today, we are going to be keeping tabs on what's going on with the Umpqua men's basketball team. They are up in Pasco, Washington, and they are beginning play in the NWAC tournament today, first-round action. And as I'm talking, it looks like Coach Whistler's made the decision that we're going to go exchange starting lineups. So I guess we won't step away. We'll keep it right here, and we'll just have a bit of an extended pregame for you. Up in Pasco at Columbia Basin College, that is where the NWAC tournament's happening this year. And the Umpqua men are up there for their first-round game today. The women will be playing on Saturday. If the Umpqua men can win, and they are the number 1 seed out of the South region, and they will be taking on the number 4 seed out of the West region, Centralia, today. So the Umpqua men are the favored team in that matchup based off of seeding. If they do win and advance, they will be playing again tomorrow. So we'll be keeping tabs on that. We'll have score updates through that one for you here during our broadcast of UCC baseball this afternoon. Coaches are exchanging the starting lineups down at home plate on a drizzly start to our Thursday afternoon. Head coach Jake Whistler in the white pants and Coach Jarrett Mosier in the gray trousers as they meet all bundled up at home plate. We'll take a look at the starting lineups here in just a moment as we get ready for the teams to take the field. We'll have the national anthem here in just a second. But taking a look at the matchup last year, Centralia. Get the right teams here. I'm thinking of too many matchups going on today. The Chemeketa Storm last year had quite a bit of success against this Umpqua team. They took 4 out of the 6 matchups against UCC a year ago, and they ended up finishing 3rd in the South region, 28-22 overall for Chemeketa. They were 19-17 in the South region. They ended up getting the 3rd place spot into the conference postseason. Made their first NWAC postseason appearance since 2018. They beat Skagit Valley in the Super Regional, but then lost a best-of-3 series against Columbia Basin, not winning a single game in that best-of-3 series. So improvement last year for them. Unfortunately, things have gotten off to a bit of a rocky start this year for Chemeketa. but they are looking to try and pick up some steam after splitting against Southwestern Oregon Community College on Sunday. They lost the first game 6-4, but took the second game 2-0. We'll talk more about those games coming up. This is a more veteran team for Chemeketa coming into this one. They still have 7 players that were recruited out of the class of 2023 in high school that are on this roster. They've got some veteran guys there, plus 10 returning players from that team last year that finished third in the South region and made it into the NWAC regional. Meanwhile, your Umpqua Riverhawks coming off of that sweep of Lynn Benton on Sunday. That was huge. First doubleheader sweep for the Riverhawks on the road at Albany, taking on Lynn Benton. And, of course, Lynn Benton, the 2-time defending conference champions. That is a huge victory for UCC. All right, it sounds like we are about ready for today's national anthem. We will take a listen to that and come back with your starting lineups as we get ready for Game 1 of today's Twin Bill on a drizzly Thursday here in the Umpqua Basin. I'm Joey Keeran, and this is Riverhawks TV from Champion Car Wash Field.
Gentlemen, let's play ball.
Well, you heard him. Let's get this one underway. It is time for some NWAC baseball, JUCO baseball for you here this afternoon on Riverhawks TV. I'm Joey Keeran. We will get Game 1 underway for you here. And let's take a look at the starting lineup for Coach Mosier and the Chemeketa Storm. Coming in at 2-12 on the year, 1-3 in league play. Coach Mosier in his 6th year leading this Chemeketa Storm squad. His lineup will have Liam Irish leading off at third base. Kyle Scheller, the second baseman, batting second. The right fielder, Slater Suma in right field, hitting third. The DH, batting cleanup, that's Tyrell Gertner. Chase Saunders in left field will bat fifth. The shortstop, Drew Rice, hitting sixth, followed by the first baseman, Nick Crawford, batting seventh. In the 8th spot is the catcher, Wyatt Hooper, and Joe Vaquero is in center field, batting ninth. Let's a look at your starting lineup for the visiting Chemeketa Storm. Taking a look at our starting defensive alignment for the Umpqua Riverhawks. Behind the plate tonight will be Jeremiah Robbins. Out at first base, Tristan Wallace. At second base, Jackson Thompson. On the left side of the diamond, it's Aiden Metzger at third and Taylor Davis at short. In the outfield from left to right, Shiloh Wilson, Tristan Schaefer, and Noah Kiley. On the mound for the Umpqua Riverhawks today will be freshman Bo Ramsey. Ramsey making his 3rd start of the season. He's also appeared in 2 games, both of them starts. He's got a 1-0 record, 8.2. That is 8 2/3 innings pitched. A 2.08 ERA, 10 strikeouts, and just 3 walks this season for Bo Ramsey. So he'll see how he can square things up against this lineup for the Chemeketa Storm. Chemeketa coming into the matchup
Number 23, Liam Irish.
with that 2-12 record, trying to improve on things. Is the first pitch, high and away, ball 1, and we are underway at exactly 12:05. here in game one of our doubleheader. Ramsey, the big righty, fires a strike on the inside corner, and we are evened up, 1 ball, 1 strike. Chemeketa this season coming in. His ball fouled away. Batting 184 as a unit. That's 25th best in the Northwest Athletic Conference. A 1-2 pitch outside from Ramsey. Count goes even. At the plate, Liam Irish. The 2-2 elevated. Count goes full. Liam Irish out of Alaska fouls off the full count pitch to stay alive. Out of Fairbanks, went to West Valley High School, class of 2025. First year with the Storm. He'll pull one right side, gets past a diving attempt from Jackson Thompson at second base, and it's a leadoff single for the Storm. Got around on the inside pitch for the lefty. Pulls it to the right side. Just to the second base up the middle. Jackson Thompson gave an attempt, flailing at that one, not quite. Going to have a chance of getting at it, and it's out of his reach. A man on to start things off here in game one of our doubleheader. Up to bat will be Kyle Scheller, right-handed batter, the second baseman. First pitch elevated on the inner half for ball one. Kyle Scheller, top hitter on this team based on average out of Sherwood High School, class of 2024. Played in 7 games over the summer with the Portland Gherkins out of the West Coast League. He belts this one high in the air out towards left field, running back towards the wall. That ball hits off the warning track, off the fence, and they're going to send the runner from first. The throw to the plate is going to be a hair late. And it is a 1-0 lead for the Chemeketa Storm, as they will score first on a double by Kyle Scheller. Scheller came in, top hitter on the team, had a couple of doubles on the season. He gets another one there and drives in the first run of the game. 1-0 lead for Chemeketa on the RBI double. Another lefty up to bat for the Storm. Liam Irish comes all the way around from first to score on that double that might have caught Shiloh Wilson in left field a little bit off guard. He was playing in, and that ball hit well over his head. Runner going, throw to third base. Tag not down in time. And Scheller, after the double, finds himself now at third base with nobody out. Straight steal of third. And Slater Suma, the 3-hitter at the plate, a 1-1 count. Swing and a miss. Infield playing in as the pressure early here from Chemeketa. Suma out of Beaverton, Westview High School. Could not hold up on a breaking ball. Goes around for strike 3. And on the first one of the day, Bo Ramsey gives himself a little bit of breathing room. Strikeout for the first out here in the first inning. Tyrell Gertner, the DH. Breaking ball in through the zone for a strike. Gertner. Out of Canada. We'll take a pitch at the bottom of the zone, outer half, for strike 2. Out of Claresholm. Not sure if I'm getting that right, but Okotok Dogs Academy, a baseball academy up there. As the ball goes to the backstop, Robbins couldn't get in front of it, and that'll bring in another run. It's 2-0 Chemeketa, scoring on the wild pitch. It's a 1-2 count now with nobody on base for Gertner, 1 away, and an early lead for the Chemeketa Storm. Riverhawks will have to get the offense going. Gertner played in 11 games last year for the Storm. Did not hit well as he fouls one off to stay alive with the 1-2 count. Only a .087 batting average for him last year. Swings through on the 1-2, and that's another punch out for Bo Ramsey. Ramsey has been a strikeout guy. Came in with 10 strikeouts in just 8 2/3 innings of work. He's already added 2 more to it through 2/3 of an inning here. But he's given up the lead as the ball popped up in the air behind home, and we've got a collision between the runner and the pitcher, both looking in other directions. The ball is caught in foul territory by Jeremiah Robbins, the catcher. Ramsey colliding with Saunders, Chase Saunders, the batter. Popped it up on the first pitch, and as he was going down the line, Ramsey heading towards foul territory to try and make sure that somebody's covering that foul ball, and the two collide down the line. Final out there, though, Bo Ramsey gets through it. He gives up 2 hits, 2 runs, no errors, and nobody left on base. So after half an inning, it's 2-0 Chemeketa in front. Let's take a look at your starting lineup for the Umpqua Riverhawks. Led by Coach Jake Whistler, the Riverhawks will have Taylor Davis, the shortstop, leading off. The center fielder, Tristan Schaefer, will bat second. At second base, it's Jackson Thompson. In left field, Shiloh Wilson batting cleanup. The DH is Jackson Marble hitting 5th. In right field, Noah Kiley will bat 6th. At first base, Tristan Wallace batting 7th, hitting 8th, and starting at the catcher position, Jeremiah Robbins. And Aiden Metzger, the third baseman, will round out the starting 9. Let's look at the starting lineup for the Riverhawks here in Game 1 of the Twin Bill. On the other side, defensively for Chemeketa, the Storm will have behind the plate Wyatt Hooper, Nick Crawford out at first, Kyle Scheller at second. On the left side of the diamond, it is Liam Irish at third, Drew Rice at short. And the outfield from left to right, Chase Saunders, Joe Baccaro, and Slater Suma. They will look to help out starting pitcher Jack Klee, who comes into the matchup making his 3rd start, his 4th appearance. He's pitched 14 1/3 innings. He does not have a win or a loss so far. 3.77 ERA, 8 strikeouts, 8 walks in the 14 1/3 innings so far. We go to the bottom of the first. It's a 2-0 lead for Chemeketa, and leading off will be Taylor Davis, top hitter for the Riverhawks so far this season. Jack Klee on the mound. First pitch, ground ball, third base side. In front of it is Irish. Has time to sling it over to first. Almost throws wide of the bag, but staying on is Crawford. And that is the first out to begin things here in the bottom of the first. That brings up Tristan Schaefer. 1 out on 1 pitch so far for Klee. Schaefer comes in, batting a little below where he would like to be as he takes a pitch outside. Hitting 167 to start out the year for Tristan Schaefer after what was a fantastic freshman campaign for him. Last year batting 279 in his first year in college. Looking to try and follow it up, but a bit of a sophomore slump to start. He takes inside. The count goes 2-0. But he is definitely capable of getting hot and getting going, and looking to try and get things started for the Riverhawks in the bottom of the first, trailing 2-0. The 2-0 pitch cuts across at the knees for strike 1. Two-one delivery. Klee, the righty, winds and fires, and he gets a check swing for a strike. And he truly does wind. He picks up that front leg and twists at the waist, rotating the upper half of the body. Does really kind of wind it up and spin back to the plate. Fires in, fouled off by Schaefer to stay alive. Checking in with the Umpqua men's basketball team, taking on Centralia up in Pasco in the conference tournament. Still early going in this one, but the Riverhawks leading 15-13 in that one over the Trailblazers. 2-2. Off the corner for ball 3. Behind the plate, Wyatt Hooper thought he had gotten the pitch he needed for strike 3. Full count pitch from Klee. Fought off, headed right over towards the Umpqua Riverhawks dugout on the first base side. Schaefer will stay alive with 1 out and nobody on base. Cleves 3-2. Foul tipped into the glove for strike 3. And there are 2 away. First strikeout for Clee.
The next batter, number 11,
Jackson Thompson, the second baseman, will stand in. Jackson Thompson batting .258, just slightly above where he finished last year, his freshman season. He takes inside for a 1-0 count. This will be games 5 and 6 for the Riverhawks in South Region play. Jack Thompson, since starting play in the South Region, batting just .214. So he gets one in the air down the right field line. It's in foul territory. It is playable if you can get to it. Long run for Nick Crawford, and it's out of his reach. Start of the season in non-league play, Jackson Thompson was 5 for 17, .294. Had 5 RBIs, just 3 strikeouts, 2 walks, but he's 3 of 14 since starting South Region play. 5 strikeouts, no walks. He does have a pair of RBIs, though. He's looking to try and get something going here with 2 outs and nobody on. The 1-1 from Clee, fouled back for strike 2. On a drizzly day, although things may be starting to dry out or at least let up a little bit for us here at the ballpark. The 1-2 outside for Clee. It's always a little tough to tell from up here in the booth as we sit underneath the roof behind home, but it does look as if the rains have let up for now, and hopefully that'll be the case the rest of the way. 2-2 from Clee. Ground ball left side at short. Up with it is Rice, and he will get it across in time for the final out. So in the bottom of the first, the Umpqua Riverhawks unable to answer, and Chemeketa will hold a 2-0 lead in this 9-inning contest. We are 1 inning in, and it's the Storm on top of the Riverhawks, 2-0 here on Riverhawks TV.
To the fans out here that if you do have pets, we ask that they are
Do you believe we could do anything? But what you gonna do it for? How you gonna move for? What you gonna be?
Well, we head to the top of the second inning. The Umpqua Riverhawks trailing 2-0 against the visiting Chemeketa Storm. Bo Ramsey on the mound, misfires high and inside against the 6-hitter. This is Drew Rice leading things off for Chemeketa in the second. He takes a strike on the low outside corner. Drew Rice, the shortstop, batting .133 on the year. Gets around and pops one up. Right side, shallow out there for Noah Kiley. Comes charging in. He makes the catch. 1 away. Drew Rice, the first out.
Next up is number 13,
out of West Albany High School. A lot of West Albany guys on this team. Rice goes down. Nick Crawford, the first baseman, will bat. Nobody on, 1 out. Ramsey looking to try and settle in. Fires in a first pitch strike against Crawford. Nick Crawford out of Spanish Springs in Nevada, class of 2024. He takes in the dirt. Crawford hitting .128 so far this spring. 1-1 pitch coming up from Ramsey. Takes high. Returning player, one of the 10 returning players on this roster for Chemeketa. He played in 32 games last year, got in a lot of action. Takes low off the outside corner, and it goes to a 3-1 count. Ramsey will put one over the plate towards third base, down to a knee. Fielding, Metzger, long throw, but it will long hop into the glove for Tristan Wallace at first base. He plays it perfectly. Got the read on it, saw that it had to take him up the line towards right field. And on a knee, keeps the concentration and snags it off the turf. That long hop can work to your favor off of this infield turf. And Metzger uses it there. Ground ball sharply hit towards short, backhanded by Davis. He will get it there across the diamond in the air, and that retires Wyatt Hooper, who saw just one pitch and goes down in a 1-2-3 inning for the Storm. Chemeketa can't do anything to add anything to their lead. They're on top 2-0, but they go down. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on base in the second. Heading to the bottom of the second inning. Again, this is a 9-inning contest to get things started in today's doubleheader. Back with more of Riverhawks baseball here on Riverhawks TV. Shiloh Wilson, Jackson Marble, and Noah Kiley, your three batters due up for the Riverhawks here in the second as they look to try and get their first base runner of the day. The lefty Shiloh Wilson, who starts in left field, will lead things off for the Riverhawks. Jack Klee on the mound, had a 1-2-3 first inning. He'll miss outside for ball one. Shiloh Wilson batting .300 on the season as he comes into this one. Started the year 5 for 12 in the first games, then went 0 for 8 over the next 4, but he's caught fire again, batting .410. So he will get around on one, and he's got the first hit of the game for the Umpqua Riverhawks. Just as we talk about his average, he has been hot here down the stretch as they get into league play, and he will have a leadoff single here in the second. The lefty goes opposite field, pokes one out into shallow left field for a base hit, and there's a man on with nobody out. Jackson Marble will bat. Would not be surprised to see if he looks to try and lay one down. They're not playing too far in at third as of yet. He does square, charging in third baseman. Liam Irish will let that one go foul for strike one. Jackson Marble DHing today for the Riverhawks. Irish was playing even with the bag at third, came charging in with this wet turf. Could be kind of tough to get your motor up and going sometimes if you're going from a complete standstill, so keep an eye on that. Marble's 0-1 pitch. Out at first base, Wilson way off the bank. He'll go. They ground one right side, and into second base will go Wilson. It'll be a ground out for Jackson Marble to second base. Kyle Scheller there, one away. And that'll take away that stolen base opportunity for Shiloh Wilson, I would assume.
Next batter, number 3, Noah
Jackson
Kiley.
Marble, he's been interesting, the freshman out of Kaysville, Utah. He's got 5 RBIs this season without a hit. Moved a man into scoring position there. Noah Kiley will bat, another lefty up for the Riverhawks. Swings through on the first pitch. Kiley batting .263. right fielder for the Riverhawks. Looking to try and cut down on the 2-0 deficit for UCC, trailing in what is a 9-inning game here to start. 9-inning, and then next one will be a 7-inning ball game. First go-round through league play. Every doubleheader is a 9 and a 7, and then they switch it up when they do the 4-game series, the second go-round through league play. Shiloh Wilson really aggressive out on the bases, out at second base. He is hopping around, taking a decent lead out there. Does not try to swipe third, but he was well off the bag, thinking it could be a possibility. 2-1 pitch. Noah Kiley takes high and away. 3-1. Noah Kiley out of Spanish Springs. We were just talking about that for the Chemeketa Storm. Pickoff throw to second base. Got him. Wilson way off the bag out there. Mentioned he was being aggressive. This time got caught being too aggressive. He's picked off at second. And that'll empty the bases. There's 2 down. 3-1 count for Noah Kiley. Fouls it off. Nick Crawford, the first baseman, also out of Spanish Springs for Chemeketa. Popular spot to recruit out of for the NWAC, it seems like. 3-2 pitch. Again, fouled away. Two 2-0 lead for Chemeketa here in game one, as it does seem as if the sun poking through, at least shining through some of the clouds here on this overcast day. Ground ball right side for the lefty. It'll go to Nick Crawford, the Spanish Spring product, getting the Spanish Spring product Noah Kiley to ground out at first. That is a 3-up, 3-down inning once again for Jack Klee. Klee retiring the first 6, getting a little bit of help with the pickoff out at second base. For the Riverhawks, no runs on 1 hit, no errors, and nobody left on. We head to the 3rd inning. 2-0. In front is Chemeketa on Riverhawks TV. Top of the 3rd inning, 2-0 ball game in favor of the visiting Chemeketa Storm here at Champion Car Wash Field in Roseburg. First pitch, Bo Ramsey missing in the dirt, ball 1. As he takes on the 9-1-2 hitters here in the 3rd inning. Joe Baccaro leading off. Ground 1, third base side foul for strike 1. Joe Baccaro in the 9 spot out of Bend in Central Oregon, Mountain View High School, class of 2023. Played 40 games last year, hit just over 200. Gets underneath the 1-1, sends it behind home for strike 2. And the leadoff man behind, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Baccaro batting an even 100 to start out the year. He'll hit one out towards right center. It's a long run for Tristan Schaefer, but the speedster in center field gets underneath it, makes a bit of an awkward catch. Ball carried a bit on him, starts backpedaling, gets underneath it, and it makes the catch for the first out. Baccaro, 11 strikeouts, leads the team in that category. Does not strike out, flies out to right center. Another lefty in the lineup here for Chemeketa. First pitch swinging actually is back to the top of the order, so it's once again the lefty, Liam Irish. And on the first pitch, he flies out to left field, Shiloh Wilson. 2 away.
Next batter, number 5, Kyle Scheller.
Brings up Kyle Scheller for a second time. He had the RBI double in the first that gave Chemeketa their first run of the ball game after Irish had reached on a single. Irish flies out this time, so nobody on base for Scheller. And he'll take the breaking ball for strike 1. Bo Ramsey trying to settle in after giving up back-to-back hits here at the top of the order in the first inning. A slow chopper towards third. Metzger with time, fields, and quickly sends it over to Wallace at first base, and it's another quick 1-2-3 half inning for Bo Ramsey and the Riverhawks defense. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on base. So we are headed to the bottom of the third inning, and it is 2-0 still. Chemeketa in front. Riverhawks coming up to bat with the 7, 8, and 9 batters here on Riverhawks TV. Go to the bottom of the third inning. The Umpqua Riverhawks looking to try and claw back into this one. Finishing out the first third of this ball game. Jack Klee on the mound has not allowed a run so far. He's only given up the 1 hit, but he's faced the minimum as he gets a swing and a miss out of Tristan Wallace, who leads things off for the Riverhawks here in the third inning. 7, 8, 9 hitters. Leadoff single in the second, but Shiloh Wilson picked off at second base, so just the minimum have come up for the Riverhawks. So pitch in the zone, pops out of the glove for Hooper, but called strike 2 for Wallace. Overcast day, rains to start things out. We were delayed by about 5 minutes to start out the ball game, but nothing too long, and it's been dry pretty much since. Swing and a miss by Wallace. He will go down, and there is the second strikeout in the game for Jack Klee. 1 away here in the third inning. Wallace
number 8, Jeremiah
with
Robbins.
his 7th strikeout of the spring. Jeremiah Robbins, the catcher, batting in the 8th spot. Nobody on, 1 away. Inside half for a called strike. Jeremiah batting 167 so far this year. Second season playing for UCC as he takes a strike at the knees. Started out last year on fire. Kind of slowed down and a little bit of a slow start here to this season, but looking to try and get things going in the right direction. The 0-2 pitch. Grounds one towards short. In front of it will be Rice, a bounding baseball that easily fielded up near the letters. Across the diamond over to Crawford. Riverhawks really have not put a strong swing on anything so far, except for Shiloh Wilson. Got a nice little dunker out into shallow left field. Squirted up decent enough, poking it opposite field for the lefty, but other than that, everything's been on the infielder strikeouts. Riverhawks have not given much of anything a ride so far. Strike on the first pitch to Aiden Metzger. Metzger batting .333, 5 for 15 on the spring. And he will foul off a pitch, falls behind 0-2. Jack Klee trying to get through the minimum through 3 innings. Needs one more out here in the third to hang on to this 2-0 lead for Chemeketa. Right-hander. Misses just outside. And the at-bat will continue. Jack Klee out of Beaverton, went to Southridge High School, graduating in 2024. Pitched in 15 games last year, had a 6-2 record. That pitch inside will hit Aiden Metzger. And for the first time today, the Umpqua Riverhawks will send more to the plate than just 3 batters. Up to bat for a second time will be Taylor Davis. Davis a ground out to third base in his first at-bat. Jack Klee for the first time having to face more than just 3 guys in a half inning. On base, Metzger with the hit by pitch. Fifth time this year that Metzger's been hit by a pitch. Breaking ball, a little slider there, hitting the outside corner for Davis. 0-1 count to start is Klee. Played in the West Coast League over the summer and is headed back there as well. Played for the Springfield Drifters as he picks off to first base, not in time. Oh, 0-1 count for Davis. Looked like they were trying to put a hit and run on there. Fouled off by Davis. Out at first base. Metzger deked as if he was going to be going. Did not. Klee, a 3.14 ERA last year. Had 36 strikeouts, 24 walks. And 57 in the third innings. He misses outside. Nice scoop behind the plate by Hooper, who comes up out of the crouch to make sure that out at first base, Metzger not thinking of going anywhere. Sinker, cutter, change, and curve for Klee. Sits in the mid to upper 80s. Can touch 90. According to the report that I saw online. Swing and a miss. Had enough behind that one as he gets Davis going down swinging. Third strikeout in the ballgame for Jack Klee. And that will wrap things up for the Riverhawks in the bottom of the third. They send 4 to the plate but can't capitalize. No runs, no hits, no errors. 1 man left on base. It's 2-0 through the first 3 innings of tonight's ballgame. Should say this afternoon. Still early in the day. We've got the top of the 4th coming up. I'm Joey Keeran. This is Riverhawks TV. Three-hitter Slater Suma fouls off the first pitch as he will kick things off here in the 4th inning for the Chemeketa Storm. Suma batting .234 this year. Takes a pitch low and inside from Bo Ramsey. A 1-1 count to get things started. 2-0 lead. 2 runs, 2 hits, no errors in this one for Chemeketa so far. Open stance for the lefty. Steps in and fouls one off the handle for strike 2. Slater Suma out of Beaverton, Westview High School class of 2023. Earned second team All South Region honors last year, in 2024, I should say. As he takes high and away. 2-2 count. Grounds one, right side. Nobody's covering first. Now getting there. Ramsey will get to the bag in time. A nice job at first base for Bo Ramsey. Getting there to cover. As first baseman Tristan Wallace went after that ball on the ground, it was Jackson Thompson that fielded it, and Ramsey able to get there just in the nick of time for the putout. One away. First pitch, a strike against Tyrell Gertner. Gertner, a strikeout victim in the first inning. One of 2 punch-outs for Ramsey as he gets a quick 0-2 lead. Gertner, the sophomore out of Alberta, Canada, takes outside a breaking ball, tailed way away from the plate. Gertner does not chase. The 1-2 pitch, he goes around on a breaking ball outside. And they are going to call that strike 3. No run down to first, no tag needed. He's going to concede and head back to the dugout. There's another strikeout swinging for Tyrell Gertner, 2 down.
Now batting number 2, Chase Saunders.
Chase Saunders will bat for the Storm with nobody on and 2 away. Takes a breaking ball for a strike on the outside corner. Saunders was the 3rd out in the first inning. First pitch he saw, popped it up foul and was put out in foul territory by the catcher Jeremiah Robbins, and as he was heading down first base, ended up colliding with Bo Ramsey. They both seem to be just fine. 1-1 count with nobody on, 2 down. Ramsey misses high. Saunders out of Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, class of 2024 out there. He was voted the Inland Empire Catcher of the Year. He'll put one towards third on a short hop, picked up by Metzger. Makes a nice play charging in. Not an easy one to glove. And he gets another 1-2-3 inning for Bo Ramsey. Ramsey settling in after giving up 2 hits in the first inning. He's been able to keep them off the bases since. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on base. Head to the bottom of the 4th inning. Riverhawks still trail it 2-0 here on Riverhawks TV. Heading to the 4th, the home half for the Umpqua Riverhawks. 2-0. Chemeketa in front after a pair of runs in the first inning. They led things off strong. It's been zeros for both sides since. Showing a bunt, taking a pitch well outside. Tristan Schaefer leading things off for the Riverhawks here in the bottom of the 4th. Schaefer, Thompson, and Wilson due up. Wilson, the only man with a hit for the Riverhawks. A ball fouled away. 1-1 for Schaefer. Schaefer spent this last summer playing with the Walla Walla Sweets. Played in 20 games. He did hit 164 in the West Coast League. 1-1 pitch outside. He takes for ball 2. Checking in on the Umpqua men's basketball team in the conference tournament up in Pasco, Washington. They've reached halftime, and the Umpqua men got some work to do. They trailed 36-35 at the break. Pitch high and tight for Schaefer, leans out of the way. The Riverhawks, the number 1 seed out of the South region, taking on the 4 seed out of the West, Centralia. And at the break, they trail by 1, so they're going to have to get going. Line drive up the middle, right past the pitcher. Jack Cleve gets a glove out there but cannot get any leather on it. And that ball right back up the middle. And it is A base knock for Tristan Schaefer. And the Riverhawks will have a man on. Just laced that one right back up the middle. Leadoff man on base for the first time today. Showing a bunt, pulling it back, taking ball one is Jackson Thompson, the 3-hitter. 1-0 delivery from Klee, and got the bunt down somehow. That pitch rode in high and tight for Thompson. Gets the barrel in front of it, lays down a great sacrifice bunt. It moves Schaefer, the speedster, up to second base, 1 away. The Riverhawks will play plenty of small ball. Jack Klee off the mound to field that bunt. Riverhawks will play plenty of small ball. They can do that and manufacture some runs. They'd like to get the barrel on the ball here and try and see if they can send one to the outfield and get Tristan Schaefer out at second base moving. 1-0 count here for Shiloh Wilson, who did line one to left field his first time up. He'll push one left side of the diamond, backhanded it short. Drew Rice is going to pump fake and hang on to it. And Shiloh Wilson has his second hit of the game. He goes left side once again. I was looking, taking a gander out to left field where Chase Saunders, the left fielder, had one hit to him last time that Wilson was up, and he was playing well deep out in left field.
For the Riverhawks, number 2,
Wilson didn't get a lot behind that one, just dribbles it towards the gap at shortstop. And Drew Rice really had no other option but to hang on to that ball, tried to see if he could get Tristan Schaefer off the bag at second. He retreats back, and we are going to get a new batter here in the cleanup spot, or in the DH spot, I should say. Trevor Ratliff going to stand in. So Ratliff will take over for Jackson Marble, who grounded out to second his first time. Ratliff skies one out towards right field on the first pitch he sees. Not very deep, and charging all the way in. Suma is there to make the catch. Schaefer does not try to tag. And the Riverhawks will have 2 men on with 2 away. So Ratliff sees just one pitch in his pinch hit.
Noah Kiley.
That'll bring up Noah Kiley, 0 for 1, grounded out to first base in his first at-bat. He stands in with 2 outs and nobody on. First pitch misses. Check swing able to hold up for Kiley. And the pitch just wraps around the outside corner for ball 1. Riverhawks with a couple of hits here in the 4th inning. Best scoring threat that they have had so far today, but they're right on the verge of letting it slip away. Kiley grounded out to first. Stands in, a 2-0 count, have taken another one high and away. 2-0 pitch from Klee. That ball lifted towards center field. It's going to carry enough out to Joe Baccaro. And that'll wrap things up. That's probably one of the harder hit balls that we've seen so far today for the Riverhawks, but they cannot get it to fall in the outfield. No runs on 2 hits, no errors, and 2 men left on base. Riverhawks get the game-tying run aboard, but they leave them stranded. We head to the top of the 5th inning. 9-inning contest here, back on Riverhawks TV. Top of the 5th inning here, game 1 of today's doubleheader. Chemeketa leading 2-0. And the first pitch from Bo Ramsey will smack Drew Rice in the helmet, and he will make the trip on down to first. First hit batter of the day for Ramsey.
Now batting number 13.
On the other side, Jack Klee has a hit batter to his total. That was Aiden Metzger. Showing a bunt, lay it down, first base side, fielded by Ramsey. He will throw it a little wide of the bag, but able to stay in front of it and get the toe on the pillow. Tristan Wallace will make the catch and the put out. One away, up to second base will go Rice, as the sacrifice bunt is laid down by Nick Crawford. Crawford got that down.
Wyatt Hooper.
Ramsey fielded it off the mound, but just kind of had an awkward throw down the line with the runner in his path. He whips one outside and bounces off the turf, scooped up nicely by Robbins behind the plate, holds the runner out at second. That was some quick soft hands there by Robbins behind the plate, not letting that one get by. The 1-0. Hits that outside corner, but misses low, and it's a 2-0 count. Chemeketa lost 5 straight games to start out the season before they got their first win against Lower Columbia, 2-1 back on February 19th, as time called. Then after getting that first win of the season, maybe think that things are turning around. They would turn around and lost the next 7 before they won their last game against Southwestern Oregon. Pickoff throw to second base off target and back in safely as Rice. So it's been feast or famine right now for Chemeketa, but they've been in a lot of close games, just haven't been able to get over the hump to get those wins. Right now leading 2-0 against the Riverhawks. Strike on the corner for Ramsey. He's back in the at-bat here against Wyatt Hooper, who's 0 for 1. The 2-1. Hooper grounds one towards short. In front of it, Davis looks the runner back to second. Over to Wallace at first. Another 6-3 put out for Wyatt Hooper. He grounded out to short his last time up. And there's 2 away.
Next batter, number 9,
Riverhawks, after giving up the leadoff man on a hit by pitch, he's now at second base after a sac bunt, but there's 2 away. And Ramsey close to getting through this 5th inning without any damage. But as I say that, a ball lifted to right field. Up with it is Kiley. They're sending the runner to the plate. It's not going to get there in time. And it's a 2-out single to right field by Vaquero. He'll pick up an RBI, and he makes it 3-0. Chemeketa in front of the Riverhawks here in the 5th inning.
Next batter, number 23, Liam Irish.
That ball out to right field. And gets down. Long throw. Throw over to first base. Oh! They almost had a pickoff play at first base. Back to the bag. Vaquero sliding back in head first, but the throw a little bit taking Wallace off the bag. 3-0 score. Top of the order for a third time. Liam Irish takes a strike. Just the third hit in the game for Chemeketa. There's the 4th hit of the game. It's going to find the alley out in right center. Vaquero from first is going to head all the way to third. Stopping at first base will be Irish, who has his 2nd single of the day. All the way around from first to third for Vaquero. And it's a 2-out rally here for the Storm. Back-to-back base knocks. They've got runners on the corners with 2 down.
Kyle Scheller.
Kyle Scheller, the double in the first inning, drove in the first run of the game. He's got an RBI opportunity once again. The 0-1 pitch is high and inside. So Bo Ramsey, after giving up back-to-back base hits in the first inning, a single and a double for the top of the order, he went on to retire 12 consecutive batters. This is 1-1 pitch off the corner, and it's 2-1. So kind of rocky start, but then he settled in real nicely, retired 12 straight before he then hit Drew Rice by a pitch to start things here in the 5th. Catch in the corner, evens up the count, 2-2 against Scheller. And Rice would eventually come around to score on the 2-out single by Vaquero. Vaquero followed by Irish, who's on at first base. Runners on the corners, 2-2, and it's a swing and a miss for strike 3. No. Sorry, I guess it's still just 2-2. I keep speaking into existence base hits for the Storm. Maybe I can get a strikeout. No, that's going to be a ball in the air out towards left center. Should be playable, though, for Schaefer. Runners are going, but it's going to be all for naught. As tracking that one down, a high fly ball in left center. Tristan Schaefer is underneath it. So the Riverhawks will get out of things, just giving up minimal damage here in the 5th. 1 run comes in for Chemeketa on a pair of hits, no errors, and 2 men left on base. But the Riverhawks have their work cut out for them. We go to the bottom of the 5th in this 9-inning game, and it's 3-0. Chemeketa in front of Umpqua. (3-0) lead. Chemeketa in front of Umpqua. Tristan Wallace leading off for UCC. First pitch swinging, the line drive shot right at the shortstop, Drew Rice. And that'll be a quick out to get things started here in the 5th inning for the Riverhawks. 1 away. And it brings up Jeremiah Robbins, who grounded out to short in the 3rd inning. We got a tight one still in that matchup between Umpqua and Centralia at the conference tournament in basketball. Pitch missing just above the zone for Jack Klee on the mound. The righty falls behind 1-0 against Robbins. 48-46, Centralia in front of Umpqua by 2. Fastball for a strike. Looking at the numbers, pretty close game as the score would indicate. Rebound battle right now going to Centralia. Off the handle, slow roller towards second base. Robbins down the line, will not beat out the throw by Kyle Scheller. 2 down. And it brings up the 9-hitter, Aiden Metzger. Metzger hit by a pitch, left stranded at first back in the 3rd inning. He was just the second base runner of the game for the Riverhawks. Pitch low and outside, a 1-0 count. Riverhawks back in front in the basketball game, 50-48. A 1-0 pitch, fought off. Got off the end of the bat there for Aiden Metzger. The men are playing today. The Umpqua women will play against South Puget Sound on Saturday at 10 a.m. It's actually heading into a very busy weekend for Umpqua Riverhawks athletics. A 1-1 pitch for Klee. Misses off the outside corner. You've got the men playing right now. Hopefully they'll be playing again tomorrow if they can hang on to win this game. The women play on Saturday. Wrestling in action. 2-1 pitch, fouled away. Metzger, a 2-2 count with 2 outs and nobody on here in the bottom of the 5th. The men's and women wrestling teams are at the NJCAA Nationals. Those get started on Friday. 6 men, 13 women wrestling in that for Umpqua. 2-2 pitch, high and inside, ducking out of the way. Metzger, a full count with nobody on, 2 down. Softball's got a preseason tournament exhibition games coming up in Pasco, Washington, Saturday and Sunday. They'll be playing 4 games total over the weekend. So 3-2 pitch, swung on and missed. And that'll wrap it up in the bottom of the 5th inning. And track and field is at the Eric Anderson Memorial at Linfield Linfield College coming up tomorrow as well. Busy weekend for Umpqua Athletics coming up here at Champion Car Wash Field right now. We're through 5 innings, heading to the 6th. It's 3-0 Chemeketa in front of UCC here on Riverhawks TV.
Batter for the Storm, the leadoff at the top of the 6th inning. Number 3, Slater Suma.
Bo Ramsey still out there working for the Riverhawks here into the 6th inning. 3-0 lead for Chemeketa. Leading off is Slater Suma. Takes low on the first 2 pitches, is out to a 2-0 lead in the at-bat. His 3rd of the day. Suma is 0 for 2. Last time up, grounded out to second base. This time he will rip one down the right field line, and it is in fair. Just landing in fair territory. Long run for Kiley. Gets it in the corner, and he will throw up his hands as that ball ends up underneath the fence. It'll be a ground rule double for the leadoff man, Suma, who was already heading around second and making his way to third. And out of the dugout is going to come Coach Mosier in his 6th year, former Chemeketa player himself, to make sure that this ruling is something that he will be able to walk back to the dugout and feel okay about. A lot of times if the ball goes out of play like that and you throw up your hands, you can't try to play it and then throw up your hands. And I think that might be what Mosier's asking about here. And they get some clarification on everything, on the ruling from the umpires, and it'll stay as a ground rule double to lead off the ball game. Second double in the game for the Storm. And that actually a bit of a break there for the Riverhawks. That was going to be more than just 2 bases for Suma if it had not gone out of play. Tyrell Gertner scheduled to bat here, the DH, 0 for 2 with a couple of strikeouts. Stands in without any batting gloves, shows a bunt. He will put it down, third base side. They've got the runner off the bag from second and third, and in a rundown now is Suma. He will get tagged and out on the bases, the lead runner. Nice job by Aiden Metzger charging in. Suma was watching it, making sure he was in a good position, but he didn't commit to either staying at second or trying to move up to third. He was too cautious in the approach, and that ends up hanging him out to dry. And Aiden Metzger makes a great play to even look for the runner at second base. So 1 out and 1 runner at first. They'll trade that every time. Runner in scoring position for a runner at first base instead. 1 out. Up to bat will be Chase Saunders, the left fielder, 0 for 2 today. The 1-0 pitch from Ramsey misses high. So fielder's choice on that bunt. Might still put it down as a sacrifice, but out at second base it was Suma. As a ground ball, chance at 2, flip it to second, relay to first, diving head first slide, not there in time for Saunders, and the Riverhawks will turn 2. Jackson Thompson finding Taylor Davis, and he goes around the horn back to first, and they get the out at first base to wrap it up. The double play just in the nick of time. That'll finish it off here in the top of the 6th. So a leadoff double for naught for the Chemeketa Storm. A 4-6-3 double play wraps it up. Riverhawks, though, trailing in this one. Our score is 3-0 as we head to the bottom of the 6th inning on Riverhawks TV.
lead off the bottom of the 6th inning. Number 1.
Heading to the bottom of the 6th. A lot of zeros up on the board. Low-scoring game here to get things started. 3-0 lead for Chemeketa. And up to lead things off for UCC, it'll be the top of the order, Taylor Davis. Up for a third time, takes a strike, looking for his first hit of the game. The 0-1 pitch from Klee. Misses low and outside, 1-1. Davis has grounded out and struck out. His 1-1 pitch fouled away on the hands, out in front of it for Davis. It's great to see so many folks joining us for today's broadcast of UCC Athletics here on Riverhawks TV. Was doing this last year, covering some of the games, and always kind of fun to see where people are at. So if you want, you can chime in the comment section. Let us know where you're watching from today. As a pitch inside, 2-2 count. Hopefully somewhere a little bit nicer weather than the overcast, drizzly, damp and gray winter day here in the Umpqua Basin. It's supposed to be nice this weekend. Of course, the Riverhawks not playing. It is a 2-2 count here for Davis, and he will swing and foul tip it into the glove for strike 3. Always great to, though, check in with those that are tuning in. Always fun to find out where we've got our listening or viewing audience with us here today. Second strikeout in the game for Davis. That is strikeout number 5 in this one for Jack Klee, who continues to pitch well. Klee has given up just 3 hits. First pitch fouled back by Tristan Schaefer. Schaefer is one of the guys with a hit in this one. A single back in the 4th inning in his last at-bat. He's 1 for 2 with a strikeout. The 0-1 pitch. Hard hit towards short, on the ground in front of it. Scooped up and across the diamond for Rice. 2 away. Two down, and it will now be Jackson Thompson that'll bat. 0 for 1 in the game. A sac bunt his last time up. Here in the bottom of the 6th, a 3-0 lead for Chemeketa. Take a look at your South Region scoreboard. It's only the South Region in action today as the ball popped up on the first pitch to Thompson. Staying on the infield, it is Rice, the shortstop, calling everybody off. He makes the catch, and that'll retire the side. We'll take a look at the South Region scoreboard when we come back for the 7th inning here in this 9-inning contest. It's 3-0 Chemeketa in front on Riverhawks TV. Umpqua Riverhawks will go to the bullpen here to begin the 7th inning. Taking over will be Tyler Miller for Bo Ramsey, who goes 6 innings in this one. Gets a decent start, but is in danger of taking his first loss of the year. if the offense can't break the goose egg on the board. First pitch from Miller is in for a strike as he faces off against Drew Rice, the shortstop for Chemeketa. 3-0 lead for the Storm. Pitch outside, 1-1. Tyler Miller making his third appearance, all of them out of the bullpen. Comes in with a 0.00 ERA, 6 strikeouts, 2 walks, and 10 innings of work. He misses, a 2-1 count now for Rice, who leads things off here in the 7th inning. We'll take a look at the book for Bo Ramsey. Has a ground ball left side. Metzger plenty of time to square it up and send it over to Wallace for the first out. Third to first. One away. Rice grounds out. And he is out for a second time in the matchup. He is 0 for 2 with a hit by pitch and a run score. It'll be Nick Crawford to stand in. First, I did want to acknowledge the 2 audience members that chime in. Sterling, Alaska checking in. Rooting for Chemeketa in this one. It's a pitch outside, a 1-0 count. And we also have sunny California chiming in and rooting for the Riverhawks. Great to have you folks with us, and thanks so much for playing along and letting us know where you are tuning in from here today. Always cool to find out. Pitch high and inside, a 2-0 count. Nick Crawford is 0 for 1 at the plate with a sac bunt his last time up. Also is grounded out to third as he faces Tyler Miller for the first time. Miller, the right-hander out of Issaquah, Washington. Ball lifted right side on the run. Noah Kiley. That ball is caught. He did hang on to it. He stumbles to the ground. I wasn't sure if he had it in the glove or not, but he does pull it in out in right field. And Noah Kiley will make the play to rob one away from Nick Crawford. That was a highlight reel match or catch out there. That ball got on him in a hurry. He makes the leaping attempt and does get the glove in front of it to rob away the hit. That would have been extra bases for Crawford. 2 outs, nobody on, and Wyatt Hooper will stand in. Takes the first pitch outside, a 1-0 count. So Bo Ramsey, 6 innings worked. He goes, gives up 3 runs on 5 hits. No walks, 2 strikeouts, and 1 hit batter. I believe it's 2-0 count for Wyatt Hooper. The right-hander will dig in. 8-hitter in the lineup. Batting with nobody on and 2 down. Tyler Miller looking for a 1-2-3 frame. Gets a swing and a miss. Told you we'd take a look at the South Region scoreboard here. Lane is currently leading Southwestern Oregon in the top of the 7th in their first game of a doubleheader. 4-0 for Lane over Swauk. As a pitch outside, 3-1 count. And Clackamas in the top of the 5th in their doubleheader against Lynn Benton. They're leading that one 1-0. And then, of course, it's 3-0 Chemeketa in front of Umpqua here in our matchup. Those are the 3 doubleheaders going on today. 3-1 pitch, swung on and missed by Hooper. Watching from New Zealand, I imagine they are tuning in for Reagan Soper. That's an easy one to pick out on the lineup card. He's in the dugout right now, the freshman from New Zealand. It's a full count pitch, misses low and outside. Ball 4, Miller issues the walk to Wyatt Hooper, the 8-hitter, gets on. He had been 0 for 2 with a couple of groundouts. 2 outs, a walk, and the 9-hitter Joe Vaccaro, who is 1 for 2 today with an RBI single in the 5th inning, stands in. Reagan is a guy I'd love to talk to. I was up way too late last night, just continuing to Google guys' names and see what I can find out about all the guys on the roster, both sides. It's a pitch outside. And stumbled across some articles about Reagan and his journey to coming to the States to play baseball. Pretty cool. And New Zealand is a place that I'm very fond of, spending time there. Oh, it feels like forever ago now. 1-0 pitch. The 9-hitter, Vaccaro, fouls it down the third base side for a 1-1 count. Let's see, it's got to be quite the time over in New Zealand. I got to look it up. I can't remember what the difference was anymore, but it's got to be not the middle of the day down there. Breaking ball catches the inside corner at the top of the zone. I still have it on my clock on my phone. Auckland, it is 10:16 a.m. out there, so bright and early getting up. 21 hours ahead. Ball lifted left side. Vaccaro's going to come through with another 2-out base hit. Lifts this one to left field. And the 9-hitter is 2 for 3 in this game with a pair of singles. And that keeps things going here in the 7th inning. Hooper makes his way to second base after drawing that 2-out walk against Tyler Miller, the reliever. Vaccaro will have the first hit against the new man on the mound. Runners at first and second, and now the top of the order coming up to bat. Liam Irish is 2 for 3, and he has done some damage. He has scored in this one. He'll take a strike from Miller. Getting late in that men's basketball game for the Umpqua Riverhawks up in Pasco, Washington. 3 minutes to go, and it's a 4-point game in favor of Centralia, looking to pull off the upset over the South Region champion, UCC. Riverhawks, they keep going back and forth. Lead getting traded in this one. 1-1 count for Liam Irish, the leadoff man in the lineup card for Coach Jarrett Mosier. His Chemeketa Storm trying to win back-to-back games for the first time this season. The 1-1 pitch, high and away. Riverhawks trying to build off of the momentum they had after sweeping Lynn Benton on Sunday. That was a huge road doubleheader sweep against the two-time defending champions in Lynn Benton. But back at home, and it's a 3-0 lead for Chemeketa, and the Riverhawks trailing late in this one. Ball lifted left side, foul territory, giving chase is Metzger into the bullpen. He's got some space. Can he get to it? No, he cannot. It was a little bit shaded from us here. But based off the reaction from the umpire, throwing a new baseball out to the mound, that means he didn't make the catch. So everybody back to their spots. Liam Irish at the plate with a 2-2 count. Runners at first and second. Hooper, the man out at second base, in scoring position. On the mound, Tyler Miller needing one more out to get through this first inning of relief. His 2-2 is low. Rains have subsided here after a wet start to our doubleheader, delaying us by about 5 minutes. Not much for wind. It's blowing in from center field at the moment. 3-2 pitch. Runners all going. A sharply hit ground ball to Jackson Thompson. He's able to handle it cleanly and will retire Liam Irish at first base to get out of the jam here in the 7th. It's time to stretch. It's 3-0 Chemeketa in front of Umpqua as we head to the bottom of the 7th inning on Riverhawks TV.
Batter for the Riverhawks to lead off the bottom of the 7th inning.
Getting down to crunch time for the Umpqua baseball team as well as the Umpqua basketball team. The men back within 2 with under 90 seconds to play in that championship game. Well, not championship, but the championship tournament game up in Pasco, Washington. We'll be keeping an eye on that. Leading things off for the Riverhawks, Shiloh Wilson launches one towards right field. Long run coming in and making the catch will be Slater Suma out in right field. Shiloh Wilson had been 2 for 2, and he leads things off with a fly ball to right for the first out. And the Riverhawks will be down to their final 8 outs to work with. Trailing 3-0 against Chemeketa, game 1 of our doubleheader. It'll be a 9-inning game, 7-inning coming up in game 2. Outside on the first pitch to Ratliff, the DH. Up for his second at-bat. He took over for Jackson Marble, who had 1 at-bat, grounded out to second his first time up, and his only time up. Inside breaking ball, catching the inside corner. Say hello to Steve, who checks in and lets us know he's watching from Peoria. A 1-1. Ground ball chopper towards short, charging in and stepping into it to throw across the diamond, Drew Rice. Gets that bounding ball on the left side of the infield.
Now batting number 3, Noah Kiley.
Fields it and makes the throw with his momentum going towards first to make it a nice, easy, solid throw across the diamond. 2 down quickly here for Jack Klee, who's made it through 6 innings and 2/3, trying to make it a full 7 innings. Nobody really up and throwing in the bullpen right now. We've been seeing some activity over there tossing around a football, but nobody really taking warm-up pitches. 1-0 count for Noah Kiley. Kiley takes a strike on the outside corner, a 1-1 count. Kiley is 0 for 2 in the game, ground out to first and a fly ball to center. Fouls off the pitch, and he's behind a ball and 2 strikes. Two-point ball game in that one, Umpqua and Centralia. 44 seconds to go. 72-70, Centralia leading, trying to pull off the upset. Swing and a miss. And right now trying to pull off the upset in Chemeketa. They are in a good position to do so as Jack Klee in his 7th inning of work. He gets his 6th strikeout of the ball game. And he sets down the Riverhawks in order. 1, 2, 3 here in the 7th. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. We're through 7 innings as we will head to the 8th inning. We'll come back and get you the update on the UCC men's basketball team at the conference tournament in Pasco in just a moment here on Riverhawks TV. It'll be the 2-3-4 hitters coming up for Chemeketa here in the 8th inning. The 2-hitter Kyle Scheller, best batting average on the team, leads things off, takes the first pitch from Tyler Miller for a strike. Miller in relief in the 7th inning, his 2nd inning of work for the Riverhawks. The 0-1 pitch fouled down the left field line for strike 2. Kyle Scheller is 1 for 3 today with an RBI double back in the first. He also would score a run. Still a 2-point game. The Centralia Trailblazers leading Umpqua 74-72. They're down to 15 seconds left to go in this one. And almost running out of time here for UCC. A pitch outside, a 1-2 count. That would be definitely a disappointing finish to the season for UCC if they cannot pull this one out. Looking to try and force it to OT at least. 0-2 count. Kyle Scheller. Excuse me, make it a 1-2 count. Whew, just misses on that one. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Tyler Miller out of Issaquah, the right-hander, winds and fires. Gets into the sky one out towards shallow center field. Charging in, Tristan Schaefer calls off Thompson, the second baseman, to make the catch. Retire the first batter here in the 8th inning. Second straight at bat for Scheller that he has flown out to Schaefer in center field. One down, nobody on. Say hello to Sally, it looks like, watching from Coeur d'Alene, rooting for the Riverhawks out there. We might have a few people watching out in Coeur d'Alene here today in Idaho. First pitch fouled off. Strike one to Slater Suma. Oh, 1 count. Tyler Miller trying to keep this just a 3-0 deficit for the Umpqua Riverhawks, who will be down to their final 6 outs to work with. And the Riverhawks needing to make up a 3-run deficit. They gave up 2 in the first, and then Chemeketa scoring 1 more in the 5th inning on a 2-out rally, building a 3-0 lead that has felt insurmountable against Jack Klee on the mound. Got handcuffed. Suma sends one sky high, left side of the infield, playable for third baseman Aiden Metzger, 2 down. Couple of high fly ball outs for the Storm here in the 8th inning. 2 down, nobody on base. The cleanup hitter, Tyrell Gertner, will bat. He is 0 for 3 in this one. Tried to lay down a sac bunt last time and ended up getting on with a fielder's choice. Part of a double play that finished off the inning. He will ground one towards third. Metzger up with it. Throw across the diamond. It's a 1-2-3 frame for Tyler Miller and the Umpqua Riverhawks defense. They will get through the top of the 8th, and they've got to get the bats going down to their final chances here, down to their final 6 outs. We go to the bottom of the 8th. I'm going to keep it right here to see if I have a conclusion to this for you. Actually, we'll step away. We'll give my voice a break for a moment. Game 1 of a doubleheader, and we'll possibly have a conclusion to the UCC and Centralia basketball game when we come back on Riverhawks TV.
First batter for the Riverhawks, lead off the bottom of the 8th inning, number 19.
We head to the bottom half of the 8th. The Umpqua Riverhawks, 7, 8, 9 hitters coming up, facing Jack Klee into his 8th inning of work. Still nobody throwing in the bullpen as a line drive shot goes right to the shortstop, Drew Rice. Tristan Wallace, for a second time in this ball game, will hit a pitch right to the shortstop, Drew Rice. There's one away. That's how things started back in the 5th inning for the Umpqua Riverhawks. Jeremiah Robbins, the catcher, is 0 for 2 with a couple of groundouts, both to the middle infielders, short and second. He stands in with 1 out and nobody on. Takes the first pitch for a strike. Well, unfortunately, the score we have to report is that Centralia upsets Umpqua 74-72, your final score in what was an extremely tight ball game. Ball fouled back for strike 2 by Robbins. Centralia 18-11 coming into the match, or I would assume 18-10 coming into the matchup. Umpqua 25-3, and the Riverhawks will suffer their 4th loss of the year and find their season coming to an end quickly at the conference tournament. Robbins pops one up behind home, and Hooper will run out of space back behind the plate. It'll stay an 0-2 count for Robbins. 1 out, nobody on. Down by 3 here, the Umpqua baseball team trying to avoid getting upset. So that's a disappointing, unfortunate finish to the season for the Umpqua men. They had such a great season, but went up against a big challenge there from Centralia and could not get a run going to take a lead and hang on to it. 0-2 pitch to Robbins, swings through for strike 3, and Jack Klee continues to deal. He's got 7 strikeouts in this one. He's had a strikeout in every inning except for the second and the fourth.
Next batter, number 4.
He's got
Aiden
7
Metzger.
total in this one. We're here in the 8th. 2 outs and nobody on. Aiden Metzger, the 9-hitter. Fouls off the first pitch for strike 1. For Umpqua in that one, let's see here. 18 points for Jack Anderton. Mikey Lloyd had 15. Jackson McKee had 10. And then Caden Hunter off the bench with 13. Pitch low. 1-1 count here for Metzger. Yeah, just a really close game all around. Rebounding battle, fairly close, but won by Centralia. Turnovers. Well, Riverhawks 12 turnovers to just 7 for Centralia. So it was a pretty tight game. Razor thin margin. And Centralia comes out on top. So they will move on. They'll play tomorrow at 2 o'clock as they continue on in the tournament, and the Umpqua men season comes to an end. 2-2 count right now for Aiden Metzger, the 9-hitter in the lineup. Nobody on base. The Riverhawks trailing 3-0 against Chemeketa here. Ball fouled off. Stays a 2-2 count. The Umpqua women will be playing coming up on Saturday. They take on South Puget Sound in the conference tournament starting at 10 a.m. Pitch misses on the 2-2. And the count goes full. Metzger trying to find a way on any way he can. He will. Draws a walk. Metzger's been hit by a pitch and now draws a walk. That is the first walk that Klee has given up, and Metzger gets on base. He's the first runner to get on for the Riverhawks since Shiloh Wilson had a hit back in the 4th. Wilson has 2 of the 3 hits that the Riverhawks have in this game. The other one goes to Tristan Schaefer, who's the on-deck hitter. Right now, Taylor Davis trying to get something going. As he fouls off the first pitch, it will get out of play. Taylor Davis, he had a hit streak going. Had a hit in each of his first 9 games in his college career. That streak, though, came to an end in the last game for the Riverhawks, Game 2 against LBCC on Sunday. The 0-1 pitch, fouled back, strike 2. Davis had a pair of doubles in Game 1 against Lynn Benton on Sunday. His last 3 hits have all been doubles. This would be a great time to bust out another one if he could. 2 outs and 1 man on. He'll swing through a breaking ball for strike 3. So the 8th inning comes to a close with the Riverhawks still another 0 on the board. No runs, no hits, no errors. 1 man left on base. 8 strikeouts in this one for Jack Klee. He has been looking outstanding. Go to the 9th inning. Riverhawks trying to keep it a 3-0 deficit here on Riverhawks TV. We head to the 9th inning. Chase Saunders will lead things off. It'll be Saunders, Rice, and Crawford. Nope, we got a pinch hitter, it looks like, coming up for Chemeketa. The new man coming up the bat for Chemeketa will be Robert Campbell out of Franklin High School.
18, Robert Campbell.
Campbell will get the spot occupied by Saunders. And first pitch swinging away, fouls it off for strike one. Saunders comes out of the game 0 for 3. Grounded into a double play his last time up. 0-1 pitch from Tyler Miller. Hit towards center field, charging in, and able to make the catch. Tristan Schaefer out in center field, one away. Schaefer came charging in there for a moment, I thought maybe he was going to have to lay out. I don't know if that's what he was thinking, but he's able to, with his speed, run underneath it and make the catch. Drew Rice will bat. He's 0 for 2, was hit by a pitch in the 5th inning and scored a run. He was the first man to face off against Tyler Miller, who came on in relief of Bo Ramsey. He ended up grounding out the third. He takes the first pitch for a strike. It looks like it's going to be Jack Klee's game to try and finish out. Nobody warming up in the bullpen as they bunt down the third base side. It will trickle foul. Hayden Metzger is going to have a hard time making a play on that ball as Rice lays down a late bunt, and third base not playing in, expecting it. And so Metzger decides to let Rice's bunt continue to roll out, hoping it would go foul, and it does. So it's an 0-2 count back to the plate for Drew Rice. (0-2) count. Tyler Miller gets a swing and a miss for strike 3. Miller will have his first strikeout in his relief appearance. 2 away, and Nick Crawford will come up to bat. Crawford 0 for 2 in the game, a sac bunt in the 5th. Flew out to right field. Third inning of work here for Miller, and he starts off with a strike against Crawford. Coming up for the Riverhawks in the bottom of the 9th with their game hopes hanging in the balance will be the 2, 3, and 4 hitters, Schaefer, Schaefer, Thompson, and Wilson. It's a strike 2. Crawford falls behind 0-2. So they'll have the top half of the order coming up, hoping to do some damage. 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. And Miller, a strong finish to his outing, barring extra innings here in game 1. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on for the Storm in the top of the 9th. We head to the bottom of the 9th. The Riverhawks trailing 3-0 on Riverhawks TV. Down to their final 3 outs here for the Umpqua Riverhawks. Trailing 3-0, they will face Jack Klee, who continues to pitch, looking for a complete game shutout. And his first pitch against Tristan Schaefer misses low for ball 1. Riverhawks TV here. Joey Keeran with you. Game 1 of a doubleheader. Umpqua Riverhawks looking for a third consecutive win. Chemeketa looking to win back-to-back games for the first time this season. Klee will fire in a strike for a 1-1 count here. Schaefer buzzed back. Leans out of the way, a 2-1 count. He has taken a couple of pitches that have been right up underneath the chin, it felt like. A 2-1 pitch coming here for Klee. Ground ball towards third. Took one hop. Irish has an easy toss across the diamond to retire Schaefer, one away. That'll bring up Jackson Thompson with nobody on and one out.
Next batter, number 11, Jackson Thompson.
Bring up Thompson, who is 0 for 2 as a sac bunt. Takes the first pitch low for ball 1. Thompson will take inside. Last time up against Klee, he flew out to the shortstop for the final out back in the 6th. Thompson has not been on base today. Takes one right down the middle as Klee swings that back foot through. Hops around for a moment. Ground ball, slow roller, charging in. Irish at third, gets another put out across the diamond, and one out away for the Storm. And for Jack Klee to try and polish off a complete game shutout against the Umpqua Riverhawks.
Next batter for the Riverhawks, number 5, Shiloh Wilson.
So it'll be Shiloh Wilson. He's been the one man that's had some success against Klee here today. Takes a breaking ball from the righty to the lefty for strike 1. Pitch misses low. 1 ball, 1 strike. Nobody on base, a 3-0 lead. Chemeketa in front. They scored 2 in the first, 1 in the 5th. It's been all zeros on the board for the Riverhawks. The 1-1. Wilson underneath it, out towards center field, playable for Vaquero, and he will make the catch to wrap things up for us here in game 1. Big win for Jack Klee on the mound. He goes 9 innings, gives up just 3 hits, no runs. He walks 1 and finishes with 8 punch-outs, 1 hit batter in there as well. Final score 3-0 in game 1 of our doubleheader. The Umpqua Riverhawks suffer the loss. They will go to 7-4 on the season for UCC. So the Riverhawks go to 7-4 on the year. They're now 3-2 in league play. Chemeketa will improve to 3-12 on the season and 2-3 in league play. For the first time this season, the Storm have won back-to-back games, and the Riverhawks see a 2-game winning streak come to an end. Final score 3-0 on this one, game 1 of our twin bill. Jack Klee is your star. He goes 9 innings. He picks up the win. He pitches 9 innings, allows no runs on 3 hits. He had 1 walk and 8 strikeouts and 1 hit batter. Taking the loss is going to be Bo Ramsey. The starter went 6 innings. Didn't pitch badly. Just didn't get any run support. Got touched up for a couple of early runs. Then settled in pretty well. Gave up 2 hits in the first. Then gave up 3 hits the rest of the way and 1 more run in there. But Ramsey goes 6 innings, gave up 3 runs on 5 hits, no walks, 2 strikeouts, and 1 hit batter. Ramsey will fall to 1-1 on the year. Klee goes to 1-0, gets his first decision of the season. No save in this one here today. Tyler Miller pitched the final 3 innings for the Riverhawks. Does not factor into the decision. 3 runs on 6 hits, no errors, and 4 men left on base for Chemeketa. And for the Umpqua Riverhawks, they had no runs on 3 hits. There were no errors, and they end up leaving 4 men on base as well. Not a ton of offense for either side in this one. For the Storm, 6 hits, 2 of them for Liam Irish at the top of the order. He had a pair of singles. Kyle Scheller had 1 double and drove in a run. A double for Slater Suma. And then you had a pair of singles for Joe Vaccaro at the bottom of the order. That is your lineup. Vaccaro had an RBI in there as well. For the Riverhawks, Tristan Schaefer goes 1 for 4 with a single in his second at-bat. Shiloh Wilson was 2 for 4 in the game with a pair of singles, and he had the only other hits for the Umpqua Riverhawks. So 2 in the first, 1 in the fifth. That's enough for Chemeketa as they get the win, and now they look for a sweep on the road against the Riverhawks. That would be a pretty big result for Chemeketa here today. We're going to wrap things up for us here on Game 1 of our broadcast. We'll start a new one for Game 2, so head on back to Riverhawks TV, the main channel, and you should be able to find our second broadcast streaming here in just a little while. Umpqua Riverhawks and the Chemeketa Storm wrap up a doubleheader. When we come back, we'll talk to you here soon. I'm Joey Keeran. Thanks for tuning in and joining us, folks, because, as I like to say, without you, I'm just a guy sitting here talking to myself. We'll see you soon here on Riverhawks.